This is the loading screen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the loading screen. This is going to be episode 20,
right,
of the loading screen. Should have been 21.
Missed it last week,
but
not intentionally.
No, we recorded something.
Yeah.
But the audio was terrible.
Yeah.
Something happened to the microphone setup. Something happened.
We tried to salvage it, but it just didn't.
It was
still sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
It still sounded bad.
It sounded terrible.
So.
It was not good. And we're not going to release a poor product.
Yeah.
We would rather just miss a week and then come back and just have a brief explanation as to what happened.
We did consider re-recording, but we had some time constraints.
Yes.
So
really, yes, just wasn't going to happen. So regardless, we're here again.
We didn't give up on you.
No. And we're going to cover some of the topics that we talked about last week.
Yep.
And then we're going to add in a few more topics. So it might be a little bit of an extra long, I guess. It'll certainly be under the hour and a half mark, though.
Right.
Almost certainly. I can't imagine it's going on for too long. But without further ado, I am Jordan McDonald. As always, I am joined by Aaron James. Aaron, I got to say, of the shirts that you wear, that one is probably my favorite.
Thanks.
You've worn that one, I think,
it's black.
2-3 times.
Yeah.
In the 2021 episodes. I like it. I would buy that.
It's crisp.
It is. It does look a little crisp. So, as always, before we begin, I just want to remind everyone to share, like, follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do to this podcast. Leave a review if I didn't already say that. We're having pronunciation problems.
Yes.
New episodes go live every Wednesday at 7 a.m. Eastern. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you can email us at thisisloadingscreen@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at TLS_podcast. You can follow me at Jonah Mac if that's something. If you're into that type of thing. I mean, that's cool too. All links will be in the description, aside from my personal Twitter, which won't be. But I could add it if that's something if you want.
Yeah.
Let me know. Just send me an email and be like, hey, hit me up. Hit me up on that Twitter. Aaron, what are you playing?
Well, okay, so I was playing Control.
Yeah,
last week.
Yes.
So
thought
I should cover that.
Yes. So are you still playing it?
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's in my gaming repertoire that I am, But
repertoire.
I played a lot of Modern Warfare Beta.
Yes, that happened over the weekend.
Yes.
And
it's good, man. It's still crisp. It's clean.
And it was much more of a wider range of gameplay or game types. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean,
like your more standard Modern Warfare, because before it was just the 2v2 like gun whatever it's called, gun mode or whatever.
Right.
And now this is like your more traditional like team deathmatch.
Correct, yeah.
Great.
So it had it did have a lot of other stuff, like it had domination. They had 20v20, or no, they had 10v10 maps.
10v10.
And game modes, like domination.
Sure. Did they have a 10v10 in Modern Warfare 2? Or what was war mode? Or
yeah.
What was that?
They did have a war mode in World War II.
Yeah. I played that for a little bit.
Right.
It was pretty fun. It was probably the funnest part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think 10's still that crazy.
Sure.
But there's supposed to be, I can't remember how many.
I think 20v20 is correct.
Yeah. There's supposed to be an even crazier mode with much more people.
Nuts. So
that'll be this next weekend.
So they're just trying to be like Battlefield? Is that what's happening?
I don't know. Like, it's still Battlefield, or it's still like Call of Duty mechanics, but I honestly don't see it being like part of the charm of Battlefield is buildings just get destroyed. And I don't see that happening in COD.
Right.
So
I would agree.
maybe the scale and amount of players could be Battlefield-like, but I still don't see it capturing a lot of Battlefield's charm.
Sure.
Or the weapon, like the vehicles and all of that
God.
stuff.
That's my least favorite part of Battlefield.
Right. But the weapons also kick a lot differently in Battlefield.
Sure.
So
That's fair. That's fair. So how, with Control, you still haven't beat it?
no.
Okay. We got some news on Control we're going to get to in a little bit.
I mean,
Yeah. That you might be interested in. I don't know. Maybe
I
not.
think I already heard it, but yeah.
You probably did.
We'll wait.
As two people that typically stay up to date on the news, you probably did hear it. I'm playing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I can't stop playing. It's really good.
Yeah, man.
It's really, really good. You told me, like, there's a lot of collectible side stuff to do. And when I say collectibles, there's really one collectible, the backpacks. Everything else is kind of like...
mini missions.
Yes. Like a task.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it's a fantastic game, but I'm going to say if I had to critique anything on this game, is that I think there might be a little bit too many tasks to do. Like, because you go to a district and the entire left side of your map is a task.
Okay, for one, I can see you as a completionist feeling like there's too many tasks.
Yes.
But as someone that's just wanting to play the game
Right.
or doesn't feel they need to complete everything, it's probably the right amount. Because
But if you don't do those things, you can't upgrade your stuff or you can't unlock the different suits.
yeah.
I mean, how can you live with yourself if you're not doing that?
I mean, I understand that, but at the same point, I mean, you can play the whole game through the first suit.
Yeah.
So
I actually just changed my suit. Actually, they kind of forced it on me, but I'll explain. So, I want to be careful because I know you're not as far in the story as I am.
yeah.
But this is a side quest. Like, this is one of those side tasks. Are you to the point where... How do I want to put it? There's the cat... God, what's her name?
Yeah.
The cat.
Yeah.
And you have to find the little tiny cats.
Yeah.
Well, if you get all of those, they unlock a suit.
Okay.
And it just automatically put the suit on me when I finished it. And it is a sweet looking suit. Like, I was kind of like, oh, I don't want to, like, why did it just do that? But, like, I looked at it and I was like, ooh, I'm not taking it off.
They have a lot of cool costumes.
They do. This costume doesn't have any special perks to it. It's just a standard suit. It just looks super cool.
You can take the perks off of other costumes and put them onto that suit.
What?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
They're interchangeable.
Well, I'm assuming you have to have the other suit unlocked,
Right.
though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because there's a couple suits that I don't have unlocked, but they do have perks that I would be interested in. Like, there's the one that blocks bullets and stuff like that. Again, I'm trying to be really careful with what I talk about. But yeah, basically, I'm at the part where something really big happens. Like, the game is kind of building up to a certain thing, and that thing for me has happened.
Mm.
And I'm on the mission that, like, the very next mission after that. So I'm nearing what I would imagine is the end of the story, which is great. And then I'll have all those collectibles. I'll get fully kitted out, and then I'm going to step into the DLCs. There's 3 of them. And of course, they're smart. They know me. Like, they made this game for me because they have it where there's the selection screen, and on the very right there's the DLC tab. And then in that tab, they show you the main game and then the 3 DLCs, and there's a percentage of how much of those things you've completed.
Perfect.
I'm going for that 100 on all 4.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, I'm gonna do New Game Plus,
Why not?
and I'm gonna try Ultimate.
Yeah,
I've heard that it's actually not that much harder.
yeah, I'm sure. Once you have most of the stuff unlocked, like the
web
equipment,
bomb
is the bomb.
is OP. You just stick that on people and it just explodes and everyone around is just
done, son.
And you're just beating them up.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it. It's such a great game. Which it's perfect timing because I'm entering a phase in Destiny where for the next couple weeks, because Shadowkeep was supposed to come out today. Today was supposed to be the first day of Shadowkeep, but they delayed it till October 1st. So now I have like 2 weeks of, they have stuff going on in Destiny, but it's kind of just filler, like Iron Banner, but I don't need to do that.
Should have just picked up Borderlands, Jordan.
No,
No?
I'm happy with what I chose.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. It's because I got a full game, all of its DLC. I mean, technically for free, but it was for $40. So, yeah, I am very pleased with that. And there's some things about Borderlands 3 that we'll get to that kind of prove my point on maybe this is a game I'm going to wait for. Maybe that's for the best. So with that, let's get on to some news. Some of the topics. Anything else you want to talk about? I know there's something that you want to talk about, but we're going to bring it up here in one of these topics, and we'll get your little analysis because someone here got a little bit of special treatment from Apple.
Yeah.
For being like a loyal consumer.
I think it's because I was already on the beta.
Nope. It's because they handpicked you.
Yeah, that's it.
Whatever that guy's name is, the CEO. Who is
Tim
that?
Cook.
Tim Cook. I kept thinking Tim Crouch. I'm like, that is not right. But yes, Tim Cook. He saw you and he's like, that guy.
A certain political figure called him Tim Apple.
Tim Apple.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool. Tim and Apple.
So he changed his Twitter to literally Tim with the Apple emoji after it.
That's good. That's good humor.
Yeah.
By the I know we try to stick to video games, but speaking of humor, I highly recommend the new Bill Burr special on Netflix.
Dude, I have to listen to that.
It is hilarious.
Yeah.
And I got to say, he starts off talking about Michelle Obama, and I'm not going to give it away here, but I've been saying that for a while now.
Well, now I have to listen to it.
Now go watch it, and you all can tell me that I'm an idiot or whatever. He doesn't say anything like, like that bad, but like, it's something.
Okay.
Like, there you go. I'll drop that little bomb here.
All right. All right.
You. So yeah, please go. I was watching it a little bit today. It is hilarious. Bill Burr is probably my favorite comedian. So let's get on to some news. First, we're going to talk about two big game releases that happened over the past couple weeks, and the first one's going to be Gears 5. Have you seen or heard anything about Gears 5?
Dude, I have it downloaded on my Xbox. I just haven't played it.
Yeah,
I really
you
should.
do. You have Ultimate.
Yeah, I really should play it, but it is on my Xbox.
You should. So it released. What was it? It would have been a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the campaign Here we go with the words again.
Words are hard.
And the campaign can be played at 4K 60 FPS while playing on the Xbox One X, which you have. So I'm interested to see because it says that, but I want to know if it's like a stable like 60 or if it's like choppy, like once you get into combat, it just grinds down. I've heard that it's pretty good though. It's pretty solid. Developer of the Coalition said that they refused to compromise on achieving that goal. The game's multiplayer also runs at 60 FPS on all systems. I would imagine 1080 across the board. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're playing on PC, which it could be anywhere. Dave Bautista, best known for being a WWE star and playing Drax in the MCU, will be a playable character in Gears 5, which, if you were to take a Gears player and make him an actual human, it would be him. It just would be. Yeah. He's expressed interest in playing Marcus Phoenix in a Gears movie, and I think that would be the perfect cast.
Yeah, he needs to grow some facial hair.
Yeah, a little bit. But he's got like the voice, obviously the muscles for it. I mean, they had like a little image of him wearing the Gears stuff, and I mean, it fit. And that is already available. Came out on the 15th. So there you go. I don't know if it's free or not. Actually, I think you have to have if it comes on the Ultimate Edition, which you get if you have Game Pass. Ultimate, fairly certain. It's very confusing.
Microsoft's literally giving away their game.
Giving it away for free. Giving it away. I mean, I'm telling you, PlayStation needs to do what Microsoft's doing with their first party stuff. Just saying it. And then speaking of Game Pass, it'll be on the PC and console editions of Xbox Game Pass, and it's coming along with Dead Cells as well. Dead Cells is being put on there. And if you are an Xbox person and you haven't played Dead Cells, highly recommend it. Have you played Dead Cells? Yes, you have. Never mind. You've played it on Switch. We've talked about this.
No, PS4.
Don't you have it on Switch?
No, I have it on PS4.
Oh.
Browse has it on Switch.
Got you. Okay. I know I thought I heard someone. So yeah, there you go. That's Gears. I've heard it's really good. I mean, I've heard it's really good for, I don't want to say for a Gears game because it kind of downplays the other ones, but I've heard like the story in Gears 5 like really shines through, which is awesome. And I'm sure the gameplay is really good too. So I got really into Gears 2. Gears 1, not so much. Gears 2 and 3, yes, very much so. And then I played a little bit of Gears 4.
I just always got frustrated by the shotgun play in that game.
Yeah, I remember Gears 2 was like my introduction to like the quote at the time, the next gen online competitive game space. Man, was that toxic. I mean, it wasn't toxic from the sense that people were like flaming you. It's just that you would get so mad like the state of the the game.
It was worse than toxic. Like, okay, for one, the shotgun was such bullshit. You started with it.
Yeah.
And then you dived at them. You shot them. You dived away. You dived at them again. You shot them. They were probably down. And then you picked up their dead body or their down body.
Yep.
And then as you're like, if you're a locust, you're like choking them.
Yep.
And you put them up against the wall. And so it looks like they're getting fucked. You don't remember that stuff?
Nope.
Because you use them as a meat shield.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That game. No,
that
game was toxic.
I don't remember that. I mean,
I was so bad.
It was toxic just like any other at the time, like when it was just open lobbies and it was fair game for everyone. It was toxic along the same lines of Modern Warfare 2.
It was one of the most toxic games I've played ever.
But for me, it was the game that really, like, man, I would get so mad at that game just because like the host connections was so bad. Like if you didn't have host, the person that did have host would just could carry the game
and then
single-handedly.
Or people would get like snipers and just pop your head off.
Yep.
And then
ward or what was it, the Dawn. Warden of Dawn or Dawn something?
Yeah,
where, like,
Hammer of Dawn.
Hammer of Dawn, there it is.
That wasn't even that OP.
Well, it could be in the right hands.
Yeah. I mean, you just had to get it into the inside. But the sniper, man, you could
true.
die immediately because you were instantly dead.
Or the torque bow.
Yeah.
That thing was sweet. That was one of my favorite weapons in that game. But yeah, Gears 5. I want to play it. I don't know if I ever will, but it looks really, really good. Ubisoft has released its subscription service, UPlay Plus. You can currently try out the service for free until September 30th. After that, the service will cost $15 per month and will offer over 100 games, including early access for upcoming titles. I'm pretty sure this includes basically every Ubisoft game you can imagine, which is great. I mean, it's I guess I should mention that it is a PC service as of right now. It's not on console. Which is too bad, because once it comes to console, that will be a heck of a deal.
Yeah.
So, so now you have EA, you have Ubisoft, you have Microsoft, of course. I want to say Bethesda has one, or they were talking about one.
They were talking about like a streaming service.
Yeah, that's right. The one that was so terrible. Man, yeah. But yeah, I will beat this drum. PlayStation needs one. They need this. They have one with PlayStation Now They just need to include their first party games.
Yeah.
Like the most recent first party game that they have on there is like Killzone. Oh, I think Bloodborne's on there too.
Could be. I don't remember exactly.
They have The Last of Us, but it's the PS3 version.
Hey, whatever.
But you can't. But you have to. You can only download. You can only download
PS4
games.
Yeah.
You have to stream the PS3 games, which is
Also,
thumbs down in my book.
I'm pretty sure is it The Last of Us? Maybe it's the Uncharted servers are getting decommissioned soon.
Yeah, the PS3 version.
Yeah.
Yep. PS4, you can still play it on the PS4 version,
Yeah.
not the PS3. I heard about that because even Uncharted 2 was included in that, and that game is like what, 12 years old? That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's
to think about.
nuts. That is absolutely crazy how long those servers have been up. When you consider the fact that they're already taking down Drive Club servers.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true.
yeah. Number 5, and this is what we're talking about here. Apple announced that Apple Arcade will be releasing on the 19th of September, which is coming up here in a couple days.
Right.
And will cost $5 per month. With that, you'll be able to share the service with family members as well as over 100 exclusive games. That's a lot of games. You'll be able to download games and play them even without an internet connection. So now our good friend Aaron here has early access to Apple Arcade.
Yeah.
He sat down here, busted out his phone, and he's like, check it out. And like the Apple Arcade thing pops up, and he's like, yeah, man, I am so cool. So tell me, what are your thoughts?
I mean, there's a lot of game. It's a really good value, $5.
Right.
And I'll be honest, this is where like indie games should be on. If they're not already on iOS, they should be targeting iOS. Like that's prime platform for their games. But yeah.
How many games would you say are on the service right now?
I don't know. I didn't take count. Actually,
Fair amount?
yeah. There's quite a few.
A good scroll
Oh yeah.
to, kind of
Yeah.
variety for variety's sake, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah.
Good. And how many games have you tried?
I've just been playing this sci-fi, just really like this sci-fi strategy game, which I think is pretty good. It's called Spaceland.
Spaceland.
Yeah, I only played a little bit. Just downloaded it this morning. But
Gotcha. Okay, well, I'm interested to hear because it is. I mean, it's a good deal.
$5.
I will say that I am a little hesitant because the last thing I want is unlimited gaming access in the palm of my hand, because literally any moment you sit down becomes a gaming opportunity.
That's true.
And that's dangerous.
Yeah.
That is dangerous, especially when maybe you're married or you got a girlfriend and
They can wait.
they'll understand.
No.
They have a phone too. Family sharing plan.
It's kind of one reason why I sort of just like try to cut out mobile gaming altogether.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's good value.
Yeah.
And I
have an Apple TV too, so I'll probably be playing a lot on that.
Oh, sure. And you can connect your
controller, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's good stuff.
I haven't tried that to the TV. I'm sure it'll still work, but you can definitely do it on iOS.
I'm pretty sure. I thought I heard that Apple TV was going to support like DualShock and the Xbox controller. Did that happen already, or is that going to happen?
I don't have the betas on my Apple TV.
Okay.
But everything should be launching shortly. Like the new iOS 13, like that should be coming out.
Sure.
Anytime now.
Sure. Kind of with the new phone.
Yeah.
There you go. Very good. The new phone that has 3 cameras, depending on which one you buy.
Right. Exactly, Jordan.
I saw
the iPhone 11 Pro.
I saw a commercial for the new iPhone, and they were trying to it's kind of tough because you're trying to demonstrate the benefit of having the 3 lenses through a commercial.
Right.
And
It's
more
the night
than
mode.
right, like there was more than a few people in the crowd that I saw that commercial with that were saying, what's the point of all that? And I don't know if you can really portray that through a commercial.
Yeah.
It would be very difficult.
From
And you can't really be like, well, watch Apple's keynote and, just
spend
figure
an
it
hour
out.
of your life. Like, no, I mean, I don't know. I think the night mode, like that's like by far the most lacking thing in all of smartphone photography is you just take these super dark pictures and the lighting sucks.
Sure.
So, but now it seems like they've got that figured out
Figured out.
on the iPhone.
Leave it to Apple to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Not,
Geniuses over there.
but that being said, you could say Google figured it out last year on the Pixel because they had a night mode.
Oh. Well.
But they were doing it all with mostly software. It like basically required like taking multiple pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But the iPhone's using hardware and software to provide all that. So there's some post-processing.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Just buy a new iPhone, apparently. How much is this thing's going to cost? I don't know if I saw.
I think the iPhone 11, the one with 2 lenses,
Yeah.
that one's just going to be $699, and then your iPhone 11 Pro, if you get like just not the Max, it's like $999. So $1,000. I don't know.
Yowza.
Yowza.
I think it was last week you mentioned to me about battery replacement.
Yep.
On my phone that is paid off, that its battery is starting to kind of die away. I may do that.
May just wait for the. You know what? I heard the next iPhone's going to be even better, Jordan.
Oh yeah, and then the one after that,
It's even better.
even better.
Why
Here
don't
pretty
you-
soon, the entire back of your iPhone is just going to be lenses, and it's going to take any kind of picture you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait.
All right, next topic. Nintendo announced during their recent Direct that happened again a couple weeks ago, but as we all know, the audio got messed up. Won't get over it, but that NES games will be coming to the Switch, and an SNES controller is going to be released. I'm pretty sure it's already out, the controller. And it's just your standard, looks exactly like that controller. Actually, no, it comes out on the 18th, which is tomorrow. Or today, if you're listening to it today, on Wednesday. There are 20 games coming, and some of the most notables are Super Mario World, Super Mario World 2, Super Mario Kart, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Super Metroid, and Star Fox. There's several more, but those are probably your big hitters of the group. All you need to gain access to these games is an active Switch Online account and an internet connection. You will be able to play these games with your friends, both locally and online. So, pretty good deal. On that topic, Switch Lite comes out this week, the 20th, I believe. Is that correct?
I don't know the exact date.
I think it's Friday.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. We got them in at my work, and obviously they're just in their boxes. I got to say, the form is a little smaller than I was expecting, just based off the box. It looks like it would be good to, hold.
Right. Yeah.
Like I would say the Switch, like the normal Switch, is a little big in the handheld mode, and this looks like it'll be very comfortable, even if for like a kid. So, yeah, I'm tempted. They're $200. Tempted. I would love to have one, but I don't know. I think I might refrain myself. And then not Link to the Past, but the Link's Awakening is also coming out this Friday. So there you go. Couple things for Nintendo that a lot of people are excited for.
Yahtzee.
Any interest in that? No?
No, not at all. I think the extra $100 in being able to dock your
Worth
worth it.
Worth it. You heard
Being
it here
able to
first.
remove the controllers off the side.
On
So
another
it's actually a Switch.
right. Yeah. The non-Switch.
Yeah.
really quick on a couple things that I saw in the news, but didn't want to add it because it's kind of rumor at this point. But it looks like there's going to be a VR 2.0 because, of course, right now their VR is a cardboard box that you put on your head. And then if you think I'm joking, you can look it up. That's literally what it is. And then they also put in a patent, I think, for Joy-Cons that apparently can hinge.
Oh.
So I don't know. Nothing official has been announced, but it's all.
Did you see that
that's going
one
around.
attachment that they came out with? It's like a ring.
Yeah, I did see that, but I didn't really look into it because I thought it kind of looked dumb.
It looks very dumb, but hey,
it's like a giant steering wheel.
Yeah,
with like your Joy-Cons.
But apparently
attached.
You can do like workout things with it.
Sure.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure there's a Wii Fit thing out there for it. I'm sure. Wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Nintendo always experimenting.
They are. You know, I give them a hard time with like some of the stuff that they come out with, but for one reason or another, people buy it. And if people are buying it, then who am I really making fun of?
Yourself.
I mean, not me. I mean, I don't buy them. I'm making fun of the people that buy it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You're buying a piece of cardboard to put your Joy-Cons in and stuff like that, and like,
I mean, this stuff's just not made for you, Jordan.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
You know?
whatever. I mean, if you think about it, you buy it for your kid, and you know, if they break the little piece of cardboard, is it really that big of a deal? It's just a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, you got to go out and buy another set.
Well, right, but like, it's not like you're breaking a PSVR headset.
Yeah, but it does plug into things, doesn't it?
I have no
in the
idea.
cardboard.
What? It plugs in?
I don't know. I have no idea, man.
Like, there's a piece of cardboard and it has a cable coming out of it, and you plug it into something?
I have no idea. I assumed that there were some special parts about it.
If anybody listening has one of these Labo, whatever they call it, attachments, please, for the love of God,
explain it to us.
Explain how these things work, because I want to know. You can send us pictures of it, and like, just, you can send me a video demonstrating it, because I don't know. It's weird.
I guess the one thing I assume that it might have is like the NFC thing. So
when you say NFC, I think the National Football Conference.
No, like near field communication
chip.
So that way the Wii knows what type of cardboard Labo piece you're using.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe. Kind of like the way it uses the Mi
Uh-huh.
thing. So like you can touch it on the, joystick, and then it knows that like what Amiibo.
Oh, yeah,
Amiibo,
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to think
Amiibo.
of. Yeah, so it knows what Amiibo you're using or whatever.
Yeah. That stuff is weird. You can like save data to those things, and you can like take them.
Yeah, and not only that, but you unlock costumes and stuff.
That's nuts. That's weird. I don't understand that. That'll give them credit for.
It's DLC.
Right.
It's like paid microtransactions on a
physical
character.
Form that you can like display.
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool, I guess.
Because like after you stop using them, it's still like a nice little thing that you can put on a shelf.
Yeah. And show off how exactly nerdy you really are.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey man, I got some stuff.
I know.
I got some.
You wish it would have given you DLC something in your game.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Excuse me. I'm gonna burp. Okay, that was kind of weak. But topic 7, Days Gone will be getting New Game Plus, as well as 2 new difficulty settings on September 13th, so it already came out. New Game Plus will, of course, let you play the game again while retaining all the things that you unlocked on your first playthrough. Hard 2 and Survival 2 will be added as well as trophies for beating the game on those difficulties. I'm assuming, if I know anything about you, you haven't beaten Days Gone yet.
No. I'm terrible at
You are.
I'm really good at jumping between games.
Right.
Yeah, but committing myself to a game, not so much.
You know what? There should be some sort of like friend sharing to where like if you buy a game, did you buy the physical game?
No.
Yeah, where if you buy the digital game, you can like share that property with me, and then I can beat these games. You can start it and get your feel and be like, all right, I'm done, and then you can send it my way. Just saying, because I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Are you saying I have too much disposable cash, Jordan?
No, I'm saying you don't finish the games that you start. That's all.
You're
I'm
wasting
saying.
your money.
I mean,
That's
I wouldn't
what
say
I'm
that.
hearing.
I wouldn't say that. I've wasted a fair amount of money on PS4 games, like a fair amount. There's games that I've bought that I have bought digital games that if I would have bought physically would still have the plastic wrap on. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they'd be on a shelf, just tucked away.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about those games.
Yeah, I have a lot. This year's Tokyo Game Show, which happened over the weekend, I believe it was, Kojima showed off 80 minutes of Death Stranding. Did you watch any of this? I tried. I'll put it that way.
I watched GIFs that people put together of it.
Yeah.
Apparently there's one where Norman Reedus is just like pointing at himself.
Yep. It's like a weird like hub world where you get to like customize him or something. So like the camera's facing him. And there's that. And then did you see the thing if you have your camera pointing at his crotchal region? He like covers up and then he like punches you.
So weird.
So aside from that, I tried to watch like the gameplay, which from what I can tell, like unfortunately, the version that I saw, I don't know if there's any other version out there, but Kojima was commentating over the gameplay. And I assume he was explaining what was happening and what the point was, but he was speaking in Japanese. So I have no idea. I have no idea what was going on, and I don't trust people in the comments to explain it. But basically, you are just traversing the country, and you just face obstacles.
Makes sense.
Like basically, because there's like a cutscene where they are like explaining to you what's going on, and basically your mission is to go from like the East Coast to the West Coast of the United States, and your goal is to do stuff along the way.
So you're a modern day Lewis and Clark.
Yeah. And I mean,
not modern day, future.
Right. I don't really understand because like he's traversing all this stuff, and I don't know if it's just that far into the future, but there doesn't seem to really be any like buildings or any sign of civilization. So like it just seems like cities just got wiped out and they're just gone, and you have grass covered fields for forever. So I don't really know. I'm really confused by this game. And like I said, I tried to watch it. I mean, 80 minutes is a long time to watch, but man, when it's as boring as it was, it's really tough to watch.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm probably just not very excited. I'm really interested to see what happens with this game. Like reviews,
how people react.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kojima actually just the other day started talking about how he's probably going to have to make sequels for this game. It's like, are you freaking kidding me?
I mean, he's very about stories.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I mean,
but at the same time, you have to make a game.
Right.
That's
and
fun.
The story that he's trying to deliver, in my opinion, is pretty complex. Like if you consider the amount of time that has gone into this, which is to say there hasn't been much time between him getting let go or him leaving Konami and then doing this project. Like the story is pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it just seems like what you're doing sucks. Like it'd be so much better if it was like, okay, that's the story, and now here's your gun, and now you just got to go out and just destroy stuff and blow stuff up. But no, you have this giant backpack, and someone in the comments is like, so Death Stranding has basically overcumbered the game.
Yeah.
Because he has that giant pack on his back that
He
has
also
like...
has a hoverboard thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
So...
What is that?
I don't know. I just hope that... I don't know, man.
So if you want to break from walking, you can just go on this hoverboard? I don't understand. I'm curious about this game only because it appears to be extremely bad. And people because everybody's been hyping Kojima ever since he left Konami. Like, this dude is a genius. This guy, Konami's going to wish they never let him go and treated him so bad. But I'm just like, I believe that he's made good games because he has, but this is probably not one of them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. Are you going to play it?
Not at launch.
No.
It's one of those games I'll wait and see, and then I'll be like, okay, how bad is it?
Yeah.
Maybe at $35.
I'm really curious because I can tell you right now that if the game gets good reviews and the gameplay, like the clips that people show off, are the exact same thing that we've been seeing for like the past year, I'm telling you right now, the only reason why people give those good reviews is because it's Kojima. And not because it's actually a good game.
Or it makes you think like, damn, maybe I have to play this. I don't know what I'm missing out on. It must be some like thing you can only enjoy by playing this game. Could very well be it, Jordan.
I mean, maybe.
You're like, I didn't know it was so difficult having to manage getting around places, and I didn't know Transversal could be so fun.
Yep.
Spider-Man's Transversal's fun.
Well, yeah, but you're swinging around. And there's so much action in that game.
Yeah. Second Son's Transversal's fun.
If there's action to break up the walking and running around, then fine. But it just doesn't seem like there is.
There's a hoverboard. Fucking hoverboard.
Hey, man, that's cool.
You can shoot ropes to get across places.
So my question is, there's a hoverboard. So why doesn't he just put that giant thing on his back on the hoverboard and then just walk?
Or just ride the hoverboard.
Whatever. I don't know. It just doesn't look very good. It looks bad. When is it supposed to come out? This year, right?
Yeah.
November?
Yeah, sometime. I feel like he picked a real tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. Concrete Genie's coming out.
Destiny.
Yeah.
They just came out with a really good Vidoc.
I mean, Borderlands 3 is out.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of games coming out. Do you know anything about Cube World? That game looks cool.
Is that Minecraft?
It's kind of like a Minecraft like RPG.
So you're not joking. It is like Minecraft.
Kind of. But I don't want to say it's like Minecraft because I don't want it to like pin it into a corner. But you have a character and it's like the graphics are kind of pixelated or voxel, maybe kind of a little. I don't know. Look it up. But apparently that's coming out too. And that's a game that a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. So, yeah, I don't know. Death Stranding, gonna suck. All right, so Borderlands 3, a couple topics on this. So Borderlands 3 has twice as many players on PC compared to Borderlands 2. Twice as many. This comes even after all the controversy surrounding Borderlands 3 being an Epic Games Store exclusive for the first 6 months. So apparently people don't care that much that it's only on Epic Games Store. They bought it anyways.
Seems about right. People like to talk
all
the
that
talk,
fuss.
but they don't like to walk the walk.
There's that FOMO thing, man. The fear of missing out. You know, they're
still would have been there, like a year later.
I'm waiting. I'm going to say this next topic because it's exactly why I'm waiting. Well, It's one of the reasons why I'm waiting. The primary one is that, again, Destiny's coming out in 2 weeks. And I already pre-ordered it, so I'm ready. While Borderlands 3 has received a lot of praise, a lot of good reviews out there, and everybody that I follow kind of like on Twitch, they've been playing it, and they all love it. It did not release without its fair share of issues. Some of the issues are relatively harmless, like weird gear scaling. And what I mean by that is apparently there was people that were over-leveled, and they were beating bosses that were like a few levels below them or something. And then the gear that they were getting from that boss was even lower.
Oh shit.
So they weren't getting gear level appropriate items for beating these bosses. Inconsistent frame rates. I've heard a lot on consoles and PC, where like title menus, menu screens, all that stuff was very, very like not glitchy, but would dip the frame rate quite frequently. And then I even heard that the online co-op experience was a little touch and go, where people were having problems connecting, staying connected, back and forth. And then I heard there was also an issue where people would play the game with a friend, and then that person would go play their own solo experience with that character, and like that person's game would be really weird in terms, because it's supposed to like scale, but apparently it was like really off. Again, maybe it was intentional. I don't know. But one of the more damaging issues is that some people have reportedly been losing their saves.
Oh shit.
So a game that people are pouring countless hours into, they wake up the next morning excited to jump back in, their saves are gone. And they have to start over.
Oh, that's the worst.
That is terrible. But as of today, Gearbox did say that they released a hotfix for that one.
Ugh.
But that's as of today. The game's been out for, over the weekend.
Yeah.
And so people's weekend progress is, in some cases at least, it's gone. That would really suck.
Sometimes there's cloud saves on stuff.
Sometimes. There was like on my Twitter, there was a ton of people that I follow talking, like they were blasting people out. Like, if you are playing Borderlands, back up your saves right now. Like, through any means necessary. On the cloud, on an external hard drive, just back it up. Because
That's
may
a bad
lose.
bug. Wow.
Yeah, you may lose your save in a game like that. You do not want to do that, because apparently, and this is a Gearbox thing, they always do this, but you can't skip any of the cutscenes. It doesn't matter how many times, like there's 4 characters, you could play through the game on all 4 characters and you can't skip the cutscenes. You have to watch it. And the intro cutscene is like freaking 8 minutes long.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what Gearbox does. Like, that's not a bug. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
And whatever. So yeah. So all of that combined with Destiny is why I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm not one of those people that's waiting for it to be on Steam. I'm going to buy it on PS4 or whatever. But I'm waiting more or less for the Game of the Year edition, because it'll come with all the DLC. It'll be fixed. There won't be any of these issues,
That
and
might
I'll
be
get
next
it for
year, Jordan.
Yeah, and it'll be $60 for everything, rather than $100. Nailed it. So that's primarily why.
Is Destiny not coming out with an expansion next year?
No, it will.
Oh,
in fact,
won't that conflict?
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I don't literally have to buy it on the day the Game of the Year edition comes out.
So you might be waiting a year and a half to buy this game.
Maybe. I will. Okay, so the Vidoc that came out for Destiny 2, they said I don't know if this is what they meant, but they said they wanted to outline the plan for the next 5 years of Destiny. And they basically alluded to the fact that they want to have a Shadowkeep-like expansion every year that has 4 seasons following that expansion. So they basically want to repeat like the Shadowkeep schedule for the next 5 years.
Yikes.
So we'll see how it goes. I'm very excited. It sounds amazing. Really amazing.
All right.
So I'm excited. But, I mean, like I am with Spider-Man, I can fit in another game. And if that game is Borderlands, it'll be Borderlands. Or maybe it'll be like Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Whenever that comes out.
I hear you.
Where we at here? I have lost my spot. Oh yeah, number 11, Final Fantasy VII Remake will include an option called Classic Mode that will turn the combat into the more traditional turn-based system rather than the action-based combat that they've been demoing this whole time. So there you go. A lot of people were complaining about that apparently, and they're like, "Hey, we got this Classic Mode turn-based." I don't know if it'll be totally turn-based like the original. I think it'll just have more turn-based elements, and it won't like be a hack and slash situation. But I don't know. Are you excited for that game? Yeah. They released a new trailer for it, and they kind of showed off the primals and stuff. And they had like Ifrit, fighting along. Oh, it looks so good. It looks good.
It does look good. Can't say I'm super excited for it right now, but
I never finished Final Fantasy, like the original Final Fantasy VII. It's a long game. And I didn't like the pre-rendered backgrounds. That was a weird look.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird look.
Like, people thought it was, like, people say it's, like, revolutionary for the time, and that may be, but it looked weird.
Yeah, it was revolutionary for the time. Like, it made it look like it had better graphics than was really possible.
And that's fine. Like, I'm not trying to take away, but it just, even at that time as a kid, like, to me, I would tell you that I did not prefer that style.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool for what it was.
Hey, man, that's cool. Different strokes for different folks.
That's true.
Am I right? Number 12, and this is you're gonna want to chime in on this one. But an image surfaced on Reddit showing the after action report UI for Modern Warfare, and it appeared to include a little section in the lower left for
loot boxes.
Loot boxes.
Honestly, couldn't tell you there was any surprise there at all, Jordan.
I mean, there it is. They're not even trying to hide it for the beta. They're just like, here it is, coming soon to a console near you.
Surprise
Loot
mechanics.
I mean, it's pretty surprising. I mean, it's not surprising.
No.
But
I mean, I bet they'll be like, we're going to keep it to cosmetics for like the first 3 months. Get past Christmas.
Yeah.
January.
We're not earning enough money from these crates, so we're going to put weapons in there that
you guys
matter.
are done playing this game, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you fucking, saps are just leeching off of our servers now. Got to find a way to make more money off of you.
Yeah. I immediately thought of you. I was like, man, they may not even make it that 3 months or whatever that time frame that you have going for them. They may wait until like after the first weekend. They'll be like, you know what? People may not buy it on launch, but they'll certainly buy it for Saturday, Sunday. When they're out of school, they don't have work. That's when we'll get them. Loot Box City. We'll come out with like a special pack. Like, hey, you buy one of these, you get these cool things. We'll get them hooked in.
Yep.
And they won't be able to stop spending at all. They got you right after payday or something.
You know what they like to do is they like to give you like 100 free COD points. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
They'll be like, hey,
this feels good, doesn't it?
Here's some.
You want some more?
Here's some scrap. Here's some points. Go ahead, buy yourself something nice.
Look at
happens to be that amount of the loot box.
You might get something you like with these points.
Yeah.
And we'll associate these points with something cool, and then you're going to want more of those points because you're going to be like, I want more cool stuff. And how do you get cool stuff in this game? More points.
Yeah.
So that's when you slide in your credit card information.
You just buy points.
It's Monopoly money at that point. Credit card. You don't have to pay that off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too bad. I mean, it is what it is. It's a business, but it's too bad.
It's a shitty business practice.
It is. But I mean, I really wonder, like, what's the alternative?
To loot boxes?
I mean, just charging more for your game?
Yeah.
Like, just straight up be like, hey, this is Call of Duty. It's $80.
Give a flat rate on items. That's the worst part about these loot boxes, is they literally have some poor sap that is taking the pattern, putting it on every gun, programming it so you can have some woodland shit-ass camo on every gun that no one really wants.
Uh-huh.
And then be like, hey, put that on every gun. Oh, just plain old black. Sure, let's put that one on there too. And white, why not? And then, yeah, that's exactly what they do. And then they're like, now let's make some special camos. So, like,
the really cool ones.
I just gotta ask you, why fuck with all the ones that nobody wants? Like, you're literally building fluff to make the cool ones seem cooler.
Sure.
We've got all these shit camos.
Yep.
So I'm going to put in all this work to make these shit camos so we can make these seem like they're more valuable. I don't know. I hate that.
I hate to keep bringing up Destiny, but I don't know if I've mentioned this before.
Everything Destiny has is cool.
Yeah. Buy it all with my money. No. So they released an image a little while back ago of a hunter, a titan, and a warlock, and they had on this new set of armor that's coming out with Shadowkeep and Season of the Undying. And everybody was like, okay, that's either one of two things. That's either the raid armor set or it's the Eververse armor set. And I was like, that is for sure the Eververse armor set, because that armor is sweet. And they're going to want people to buy that. Like, they're going to want people to, like, incentivize them to buy that set. They came out they do a weekly blog called This Week at Bungie where they detail a bunch of stuff, but they came out with it and they revealed where you're getting, like, what each set of armor is going to look like from, like, the new moon destination, what that armor is going to look like from the Iron Banner, the raid. And then they showed that armor set, and it's not from the Eververse. In fact, they showed the Eververse armor set, and that armor doesn't, I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I don't really like it. There's some people that do, but it's not all, it's not all peaches and cream, if you will. It's not all, but that armor is actually in the season, their version of the season pass. So, which you get if you're in the season. So basically, I just have to achieve a certain level in the season pass to get it. Gotcha. And it's a universal ornament. So it's universal ornaments are like their new transmog system in Destiny, where you can apply it to any piece of armor that you get. So you can literally just farm any type of armor you want and then just apply that to everything.
Huh.
So when I saw that, I was like, you know what? Bungie nailed it with that. Like, they
want you to buy their season pass.
Well, right. And it's a $10 purchase, but they didn't hide it behind, their Eververse. So I give them a lot of credit for that. A lot of credit.
Okay.
So, Destiny.
Still seems like marketing tactic.
Well, no, it is for sure. Like, I'll be the first to admit that. Yeah, absolutely. They put it in that season pass, and in that their version of the battle pass or whatever ranking system, they did that for a very specific reason. I don't deny that. But like I said, I was expecting it to be in the Eververse store because it is very cool looking armor. Okay, really quick, the last one, and this has to do with Control and why you may want to finish it. So, Remedy has announced that they will have several DLCs planned for Control. 2 free additions to the game will be Photo Mode, of course, Expeditions, and a potential Alan Wake crossover. There you go.
That's interesting.
I say the latter of which, but I'm specifically talking about Expeditions. Clearly, I went back and edited this after I had written this write-up. But the Expeditions will be a mode in which will offer challenging new end-game activities, which I'm kind of curious. They talked about what it involves story-wise, but I didn't want to bring it up because I don't know how far you are. And I don't know if I would have introduced something that you're not sure about.
That's fair.
So I didn't want to bring it up.
That's fair.
So you got to finish it so that you can play these things. And then they will also have a couple paid expansions coming at some point in 2020. There you go. Expansions. Not just DLCs, but full-on expansions.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So that's still a game on my radar. Speaking of on my radar, just the other day, I don't want to say I was bored, but I was just kind of watching Netflix. And so I decided to go through the PlayStation Store. And I started going through and kind of going through the pages. And I wanted to start putting games on my wish list, or my backlog, if you will, of games that I haven't purchased but I want to play. I ended up with like 80 games.
I've done that before.
And I mean, obviously I'm not going to play all of them, but Jesus.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of good games out there. There's a lot of intriguing games. And it's just like, God, I wish I could just sit here and play these and just talk about them.
Yeah.
All day. So, and Control, of course, is one of them.
Yeah.
And I think I even added Death Stranding because you just never know.
Right.
But I don't expect much. So, yeah. Other than that, I don't have anything else. That's it for our topics this week. And we're actually really good on time. I'm quite pleased. We kind of burned through those. We did good.
Yahtzee.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
We're getting better with that, I feel. Because last week's episode would have been about 50 minutes.
That's about what little over an hour.
So, yeah. Other than that, you have anything? I should say that we've talked about The Witcher, the Netflix series.
Yeah.
Apparently, the date got released on when it's coming out.
Ooh.
December 17th.
Wow, that's not that far away.
I am pumped.
Yeah,
I am so excited.
Good.
Like that is one of my favorite. And then there was another movie starring Paul Rudd for Netflix called Living with Yourself that comes out on October 18th.
Okay.
Which is my anniversary, by the way. So I told Jan, I was like, I know what we're doing. We're watching this movie and eating popcorn.
Awesome.
Happy first year anniversary. But no, a lot of really cool content. Also, did you hear about Disney Plus and what they're doing?
The package deal?
No.
What?
They're doing weekly releases for their series.
Oh. Instead
of binge watch.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that on this podcast?
No, but I think it's so stupid because
it's kind of silly.
It's what HBO does with GOT. Like,
yeah.
They have it all recorded.
Yeah.
They could just release it. So I don't know. My question is, why do that? Like, you're just gonna get people who just are gonna wait until the end and be like, "Hey, I'll subscribe now."
Yeah.
And then watch it all.
Right. I mean, they're probably just banking on the fact that most people will probably just do it as the series is going on, and then they get them for 2-3 months rather than just the one.
Yeah.
But Disney doesn't have to worry about that.
No. They're priced low enough that people aren't just going to quit it just to...
The only thing that I could imagine as to why they did it, and I don't know if this makes any logical sense, but the only thing I could think of was that maybe they're doing it for some reason because they probably think a lot of their viewers are going to be like kids, to maybe like detach them and not just make it so that you can just sit your kid down and watch it all day.
That could be.
But I mean, that just doesn't seem like a decision that they would make.
But at the same time, HBO, like, I mean, I kind of see the reason that they do it because they don't really come out with enough content.
Yeah, not at all.
Enough new content to really, like, Netflix puts out more content than them almost.
Yeah. Dude, Netflix is doing well. We
Yeah.
just watched a show called Unbelievable. That was really good.
Was it unbelievable?
I mean, it deals with like sexual assault
Oh,
and stuff like that.
okay. Well,
It's based off a true story, but it's good. It's a good show. Makes you think.
and
obviously
that took a very serious tone.
it
Jordan.
did. I'm sorry, but you asked. I mean, you dove deeper, and it's fine. Like it's a good show.
It's not unbelievable.
Who's the dick now? No, but it's good. I recommend that. The Paul Rudd one, Living with Yourself, looks really good. The Bill Burr special is hilarious. Highly recommend. There's a lot of good stuff on Netflix.
Yeah.
Ton of good stuff, especially recently. I think this year for Netflix has been huge. Lump in like the newest season of Stranger Things, which was, I mean, it was easily better than season 2. I don't know if it was better than season 3, but you can definitely tell, like in terms of like production value and budget, I feel like you can definitely see that the money being put into these shows is kind of ramping up a little bit. And The Witcher looks phenomenal. Like, I was shocked when I saw the Witcher trailer. I was like, wow, this looks good. Like, the special effects look amazing. Like, I'm very excited for that show. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw those couple things out there
Yeah, man.
because I'm excited. Huskers won this past weekend.
Killed it.
Killed it. Fox Business Channel.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Anyways.
you know the routine, everybody. If you like what you hear, you can be sure to find us next week by liking and subscribing and following on your respective platforms. And then we record on Tuesdays. We'll show up to your beautiful ears for Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to tell your friends, your family, whomever you think might enjoy this show. And I guess we're going to see you next week, right?
Next week.
All right. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.